A person's trust is something that we all have to earn, and in the same way, others have to earn our trust as well. Trusting someone despite signs of untrustworthy behavior is one of the best ways to get into trouble and accumulate disappointments. In this video, we'll see 10 types of people we should keep well away from. Number 1. People who only talk about themselves. People who are too self-centered become boring after a while, and to be honest, they're most likely not even interested in you. A conversation should involve both parties and not be one way. Knowing how to listen is an integral part of a conversation. Therefore, if you're dealing with an egocentric and narcissistic person who thinks only about himself, my advice is to stay away from them and dedicate this time to those who are genuinely interested in you. Number 2. Passive-aggressive people. Recognizing a passive-aggressive personality is not always easy. In fact, those suffering from this disorder could present themselves in a charismatic, seductive, and affable way, with a peculiar sense of irony and sarcasm. However, it takes time to understand more deeply the dynamics of this personality. And once you recognize these people, keep away from them for your own good. Passive-aggressive individuals can be recognized through various behaviors such as prolonged silence, victimhood, or closure. These are just some of the main characteristics of passive-aggressive people. A typical phrase you'd hear from a passive-aggressive person is, "I don't mean to offend you, but..." Number 3. Gossipy people. Rest assured, if someone talks badly about other people around you, the time will most definitely come when this person will talk badly about you to someone else. And I'm not referring to those who occasionally may have criticized a common acquaintance in the midst of a conversation, but rather to those serial bad-mouthers who have made a lifestyle out of knocking others down. And in the workplace specifically, always remember, do not gossip about a colleague or boss behind their back. Don't listen to those who do gossip about colleagues or bosses behind their backs, and don't allow yourself to be the one who's the subject of gossip behind your back. In short, gossip never brings anything good, because gossiping is a toxic behavior. Number 4. People who speak ill of their ex-partner. This point is somewhat related to the previous one. The funny thing is that people who speak ill of their ex with their current partner believe they're doing the right thing, but instead, they're doing just the opposite. After all, what can their current partner expect from them in the future if for some reason their relationship should end? Probably to be made fun of within a group of mutual friends, if not worse. Keep your opinions about your exes to yourself and respect your partner for doing the same. Being together does not necessarily mean sharing everything. Number 5. Pathological liars. There isn't much to say here, but I couldn't omit this profile from the list. I don't have to explain why trusting a pathological liar isn't a great idea, right? But how do you recognize this type of person? It's quite simple. Usually, when pathological liars tell a story, they're either the heroes or the victims of pretty much any situation. They're easy to spot, as they really tend to over-magnify everything every time they share a story. What makes us anxious about them is that they're so good at telling these lies that they end up believing it themselves. And if you're not careful, you risk ending up believing them too. Number 6. People who flirt too much. There's a difference between being nice and flirting. And there's a difference between flirting in an elegant way at the right time and within certain limits, making sure that the person in front of you feels comfortable. There's also an inappropriate way to flirt, doing it in a shameless way or, even worse, vulgarly without respecting certain boundaries. Stay away from people who tend to flirt too much despite making it clear that you're not interested. Number 7. People who don't respect you. If someone takes disrespectful attitudes toward you, even if it's someone you love or particularly care about, stop justifying and forgiving them every time. Perhaps your husband or wife has had a bad day at work and responds with bad manners to you during a conversation. Once in a while, this may happen. But if this is a regular occurrence, then their behavior is absolutely out of line and they must learn to manage themselves better, without discharging their frustrations on you or whomever they're in contact with. Be understanding, but understand what's going on and stay away from those who don't respect you. Number 8. People who always know more than you do. Do you have a problem at work? Do you have a problem at work? Well, rest assured that these people will always have a bigger problem than you do. Do you have a date with a beautiful woman or a handsome man? Rest assured that they will have a date with an even more beautiful woman or an even more handsome man. Have you traveled to the moon? Don't get too excited. They've already been to Mars. Just a tip. Do not waste time telling your stories to these people, for they are not even listening to you. They're simply thinking about their next personal incredible adventure to share with you, and that will certainly be more exciting than yours. Number 9. People who fall in love too quickly. Here we go into dangerous territory when it comes to relationships. This is a delicate point, as it's not always set in stone. However, in most cases, don't trust those who say "I love you" too quickly. Mind you, unlike the profiles discussed in the previous points, these are not bad people. Most likely, they genuinely believe they are in love. But at the same time, be careful not to trust them too much if you don't want to risk getting hurt. A person who has a tendency to fall in love too quickly is often an emotional and impulsive person, and in many cases insecure and in search of validation. The problem is that in the same way he falls in love quickly, he could just as quickly change his mind and leave. Often, these types of people are dramatic and attention-seeking. So pay close attention to those who declare their love for you too quickly, especially if at a young age and without much previous experience. As I said before, there are exceptions to this rule, and some of these relationships then turn into beautiful long-term love stories. But it's still something you want to pay attention to. Number 10. People with no sense of humor. Okay, I left this point for last, but as far as I'm concerned, it could easily go to first place. There is almost nothing worse than meeting someone who does not have the slightest sense of irony and doesn't understand even the most obvious hint of sarcasm. Unless the person is part of the family or someone I'm forced to work with, I usually try to stay away from people who lack a sense of humor. Unlike the previous profiles, it's unlikely that people without a sense of humor will be able to create serious problems in your life. However, spending too much time together with them would most likely end up turning out to be a crazy pain in the butt. Just avoid them. So what do you think? Which of the 10 profiles described in this video do you have zero tolerance for? Which of them has created particular problems for you in your life? Let us know by leaving a comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to push the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Also, don't forget to activate the notification bell. This way you'll be notified every time a new video is uploaded on the channel. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.